Hey guys, welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. If you're new here, we post these videos every Sunday to share some meal ideas with you and to hopefully give you a little inspiration for the coming week. All of our meals are budget-friendly and delicious, so make sure you're subscribed down below and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future dinner ideas. And make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video to see my favorite meal of the week. If you've tried any of our recipes, we would love to see how they turned out. So if you'd like, send a picture and a little bit about yourself or even a short video to jessandtheboys@yahoo.com. This picture is from my friend Taylor Elmore. She made our beef stroganoff. Thank you, Taylor, for sending me a picture. And if you don't know Taylor yet, I'm going to link her channel down below. For meal number 1 this week, we had a cheesy Dorito crusted chicken with broccoli cheese risotto. Cut some chicken breasts into strips and crushed up some Doritos. And to that, we're going to add some salt and pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, a dash of cayenne, and some parsley. We also added some panko breadcrumbs to that mix and threw in our chicken and gave it a good shake. So to get started on our risotto, we had about 2 tablespoons of butter melting in our pan. Then we just seasoned with salt and pepper to taste and a tablespoon of minced garlic. We also added in some onion powder and a little bit of basil. So we're going to toast 1 cup of arborio rice before we start adding our liquid. And in a separate pan, we just have 4 cups of chicken broth heating up. Angus is just hoping Adam's going to drop a piece of broccoli. So we're going to add in our warmed up chicken broth 1 ladle at a time and give it all a good stir constantly over medium heat until all that liquid is absorbed. And then we'll just keep going with that process. Now that our chicken's all breaded, we're going to get it in the air fryer at 400 degrees for about 8 to 10 minutes, just until it's cooked through. And now that our risotto has soaked up all that broth, we've got some broccoli cooking. And we're working on our second batch of chicken. To finish off our risotto, we added in about half a cup of Parmesan cheese and our broccoli. And for meal number 2, we made a super simple beef and potato skillet. We just cooked some carrots and some hominy with some butter and salt and pepper. We added in a little bit of minced garlic, some seasoned salt, and some sage. We also thinly sliced some potatoes and got those boiling while we cooked our ground beef. Once everything was pretty much cooked through, we just layered it all in our skillet and added some mozzarella cheese on top and put it in the oven until everything was browned up and bubbly. For meal number 3, we made a cheesy beef pot pie. So here Adam's making a homemade pie crust, which I don't have the recipe for, but you can just make your own or use store-bought. So we're just using some beef stew meat, and to that we're going to add some salt and pepper, some parsley, paprika, onion and garlic powder, some celery salt, a dash of cayenne, and some butter. You can always adjust these seasonings to your liking or use something completely different if you want. We're going to put this in the oven wrapped up in foil at 275 degrees for about 3 hours. It's not going to be completely done, but it's going to finish cooking in the pot pie. In a separate skillet, we have some potatoes and carrots cooking with some peas and corn, and we just season that with some butter, salt and pepper, and Tony's Creole seasoning. When our meat came out of the oven, we added that back into our veggies and let it all cook together for a little bit to let all the flavors combine. Once we had our bottom pie crust in our pan, we added in our meat and veggie mixture and some Velveeta cheese. Then we added on our top crust, crimped the sides and cut a few slits in it, and topped it with an egg wash before putting it in the oven. This one turned out so delicious. And for the final meal of the week, this is one of my all-time favorites, peanut chicken. So here Adam's just mixing up some brown sugar, cream cheese, and hot Thai curry. This is to make our cream cheese puffs. We just wrap all this up in some crescent roll dough and stick it in the air fryer. And for this amazing peanut sauce, I'll have the measurements in the description box down below. We just used some minced garlic, rice vinegar, and sesame oil. And we also used some onion powder, ginger, seasoned salt, and salt and pepper. Then we added in 1/4 cup of soy sauce and 1/2 cup of peanut butter. We just cut up some chicken breasts and they had been soaking in coconut milk. And now we're going to toss them around in our flour.
In here? You want soy sauce in here?
No. I want
What about in the rice?
no rice.
Oh, I'm putting it in the rice.
So Daddy always puts in Chinese rice.
Close the lid for me, buddy.
Then you put it back in the fridge.
Thank you. I love you. No, you're gonna fall.
I'm gonna hug you.
Thank you.
That's right.
So we just fried up our chicken. We always do a second fry to make it extra crispy. Once it was done, we just tossed it with that sauce, and oh my goodness, you guys, this is amazing. We started making this years ago and I got addicted to it. I could probably eat this once a week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you try any of these recipes, we would love to see how yours turned out. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe down below and turn on notifications. We post What's for Dinner videos every Sunday.